Here is something that almost no snake owner ever finds out. When your snake locks its eyes on you and goes completely still, it is not ignoring you. It is not scanning the room. It is recognizing you. Specifically, individually, you. And the way it does that is unlike anything you would expect from a reptile. Most people assume it's hunger. Some think boredom. A few think the snake is zoning out. But every single one of those answers is wrong. And what is actually happening inside that frozen, unblinking gaze is far more fascinating and far more personal than anything you've been told. Let's start with something that will permanently change the way you look at your snake. Snakes don't have eyelids. That is not a figure of speech. That is a biological fact. What looks like a stare is structurally and physically impossible for them to break. They literally cannot blink. Their eyes are permanently covered by a transparent scale called the spectacle, sometimes called the brill, and it never moves. It never closes. It sits there like a perfect, tiny window into a world your snake is constantly, silently, and very deliberately processing. So yes, your snake is always staring. But when it goes completely still at the same time, that is a different signal entirely. That is ancient, hardwired, and pointed directly at you. Snakes do not experience the world the way you do. When you walk into the room, your snake isn't just seeing you the way you see a face. It is building a complete sensory profile of everything you are. It uses its eyes, yes, but far more powerfully, it uses something called the vomeronasal organ, also known as Jacobson's organ. Every single time that tongue flicks out, it is pulling chemical information from the air and delivering it directly to this organ deep inside the roof of the mouth. Your scent, your body heat, the micro vibrations your footsteps send rippling through the floor, all of it assembled in real time into a picture of you that is richer, more precise, and more complete than any visual image could ever give you. And when your snake goes completely still and locks onto you, it is in full data collection mode. It is reading you, processing every single input your presence creates, the temperature radiating from your body, the air you are displacing, the low, steady vibration of your movement. This is not zoning out. This is hyper-awareness. The way your snake responds to what it senses right after that frozen stare will reveal something about your relationship that most owners completely miss. In the wild, stillness is survival. A snake holds perfectly still for one of two reasons. Either it is a predator locked onto prey, conserving every ounce of energy for the strike, or it is the prey, calculating in a fraction of a second whether to flee or freeze. These are ancient programs running in a brain refined by hundreds of millions of years of evolution, a brain older than the dinosaurs themselves. Now, here is the part that changes everything. When your snake stares at you and holds still inside your home, in its enclosure, with you standing right there, it is doing neither of those things. It is not hunting you, and it is not hiding from you. It is running that ancient checklist: threat or no threat, danger or safety, known or unknown. Imagine this. A keeper films his ball python every single day for 6 months. Every time he walks into the room, the snake holds that still stare for 4 to 7 seconds, then relaxes. Body goes loose. Head settles naturally. Every time. But the day a stranger walks in, that stare never breaks. Body stays coiled. Tongue flicking fast and urgent. Not once does the snake relax. Same enclosure, same lighting, same temperature, different person. The snake knew the difference. When your snake stares at you and stays calm, body loose, not pressing against the glass, not pulling back, that stillness is not emptiness. That stillness is a decision. Your snake has processed every signal your body sends, and it has concluded, I know this. This is safe. Hit subscribe, because what I'm about to tell you next is the part that most snake owners get completely backwards. There is a darker version of this same behavior, and if you have ever seen it and mistaken it for the good kind, you may have completely missed a warning your snake was trying to send you. Not all stillness is the same. There are two completely different types of frozen stares, And learning the difference between them could be the difference between a thriving reptile and one that is quietly, silently overwhelmed. The trust stare is relaxed. Your body is loose and natural. Your head rests comfortably. The tongue may flick once or twice, slow, curious, almost lazy. And then it may do something that seems completely counterintuitive. It looks away. It shifts its head. It breaks the gaze first. And believe it or not, that's one of the best signs you can ever see from your snake. In the reptile world, breaking eye contact means you are no longer being perceived as a potential threat. Your snake has decided that you don't even need to be watched anymore. That is trust. That is safety. That is exactly what you are building toward every single day with this animal. The stress stare looks completely different. The body is rigid, coiled tighter than usual. The neck forms that unmistakable S-curve, a loaded spring, a physical preparation for defense. The tongue flicks rapidly, urgently. The eyes track your movement with an intensity that feels different. Less curiosity, more cold calculation. If you see this, the best thing you can do is step back, give the snake space, and try again when it's ready. Over time, reading these signals and respecting them is exactly how that trust stare develops. One good interaction builds on the next. That's the entire foundation. Most snake owners never learn to read the difference, and that gap costs them years of trust they will never know they lost. And a snake that never fully settles, no matter how long it's been in their care. Here's what the research actually shows about what your snake feels when it looks at you. And it's not what any reptile expert told you to expect. Snakes are not dogs. They don't wag their tails when they're happy to see you. They don't come looking for closeness. For a long time, science told us that reptiles feel almost nothing. Cold, mechanical, purely instinct-driven machines with no capacity for anything resembling connection. But that view has fundamentally shifted. Reptile cognition researchers, including teams working out of institutions like the University of Lincoln, have spent years studying how reptiles actually learn, recognize, and respond to individual humans. And what their work consistently shows is that reptiles demonstrate individual recognition, environmental learning, and responses to specific people that go beyond simple reflex. Your snake is not just reacting to a warm body in the room. The research suggests it is responding to you specifically, your chemical signature, your movement pattern, your presence as something known and familiar. Snakes don't feel love the way you feel love, but they feel something that in their world may be even more powerful. They feel safety, the absolute absence of threat, the specific, unmistakable sensory signature of a creature that has never harmed them, one that brings warmth, that moves predictably, that means the world around them is stable and secure. When your snake stares at you, completely still, body soft, that long, calm gaze, and then chooses not to flee, not to hide, not to strike, it is doing everything it knows how to do to tell you, you are part of my safe world. And think about what it actually took to get there. Your snake came into your care as a creature whose every instinct told you that large, warm, fast-moving things are dangerous. Its wild ancestors survived by trusting nothing, by treating every unknown as a threat, by hiding, freezing, or defending at the first sign of something unfamiliar. That's what hundreds of millions of years of survival looks like. That's what is written at the deepest possible level of your snake's biology. And you, by being consistent, by being calm, by building a stable environment, by learning to read what it was trying to tell you, you rewrote that ancient code, slowly, patiently, day by day. You became the exception to a rule that is older than almost any other rule on Earth. That stare, that long, calm, unblinking look your snake gives you when you walk in, that is the result of every good day you gave that animal. Every time you moved slowly, every time you didn't push when it wasn't ready, every time you respected the signal it sent, you earned that look. So the next time your snake goes completely still and locks your eyes, don't look away too fast. Don't reach in immediately. Just exist in that moment for a second, because you are being seen,
processed, identified, and recognized by one of the most ancient forms of consciousness on this planet, an animal that trusts nothing by default, and somewhere along the way, decided to trust you. Your snake isn't just acting on instinct. Every time it stills itself in your presence, every time it chooses calm over flight, every time it recognizes you before you've made a single move, it is showing you that you built something real, something stable, something that matters deeply to a creature that does not give that away for free. That's not nothing. That's everything.